Hi, I'm Gail Thackray, and I'm an author, speaker, entrepreneur. So I have a very special guest, Dianne Burnett. And so Dianne, you are a TV producer. That's how you started out. Actually created reality TV, you could even say. And then going on now, you've got your own podcast and you've written a book. So probably most famous because when you were married to your husband, Mark Burnett, you guys launched the Survivor reality TV show, which really just spawned.
That's right. And it's still going on to this day. We're in 40 seasons. There's 2 seasons per year, and they signed up for another one. So that's very exciting. It's a great show. I still watch it all the time.
And even before that, you had another, what was the, before that?
Eco Challenge. We started that in 1992. It's the world's toughest adventure race. And there was another one filmed in Fiji that's airing August 14th, and I think that's amazing too. Gets great acclaim for a lot of the outdoor enthusiasts, people that love to do extreme sports, and I have quite a few friends that are on teams that are participating, so I'm really looking forward to watching that when that comes out.
So at the time, you had 2 young boys, Cameron and James. How was it kind of juggling being a mom on the set, being there and producing?
That was amazing. Well, Mark had a great team of people around him. So I just was his eyes and ears for helping with whatever was necessary as the wife. So I had a producer hat on, but he really had the producer team together, and we would accompany him, myself and the boys, on every location while we were still together. And we would go and do reconnaissance and pick out the locations. We were in helicopters flying all over the place all the time in desperate, crazy situations and dangerous situations, and in the middle of the outback or the Amazon or where else was a really, because I don't want to mix up Eco Challenge with Survivor, Borneo, the jungles of Borneo with headhunters. And yeah, they came on all the sets when I was going, and we would be there 2-3 months at a time. And we'd be there before the show started, we'd be there for the wrap party, and we would be on set watching all the competitions happen and the tribal councils, and keeping little kids in check and keeping them quiet that was a big producing job right there.
Well, what do you say? Because there's going to be some women watching who have families, children, and they think, well, I can't have a career, I can't do that because, I've got my family to take care of. And I know, for me, when I was doing events, I brought my little one along because I thought, that really gave her a lot of life experience.
Mm-hmm. Well, the same thing here. When we were just doing Eco Challenge, we used someone's apartment as our office. We were trying to save money. So Cameron wasn't born yet. I brought James to the office and he would just hang out. That's why my kids are very close with all the crew members of both Eco Challenge and Survivor, because they were always with us on every event, every production, and you just make it happen. So I was very hands-on with Eco Challenge, helping with the sponsorship, and once we were on location, I would take the heads of the network and all the people that put the money in to have the show run, and that would be my expertise, taking care of them, making sure the money came back every year so we could do another race. And that's what I was in charge of. And I brought my kids with me,
And now they're all grown up and they're in the film
They're all
business.
grown up, and now they're doing this. Yes. So it's fantastic. You can make anything work.
So tell us a little bit about, you do a lot of pitch meetings, taking projects. You get pitched a lot from people. So if the people at home thinking,
I get pitched a lot, and it was for years, and I was pitching shows myself, and I kind of took a backseat to that. I created a drink called Mulberry Love. I worked on that for 5 years. So that's entrepreneurial. I did that on my own. It has nothing to do with television, but I took a break because after I did that independent film Jam that we aired on Showtime, I did want to create some other TV shows. I wanted to scripted stuff, looked into doing documentaries, but took myself out of it for a while to do the drink, and now I find myself back in, and yes, I get approached to do projects, and I do help people and I consult to help friends and people I know. I should start charging a consulting fee because I give a lot of good ideas out there, but that's okay. So I'm kind of segueing back into it. I have the podcast / talk show on YouTube called The Other Side that I'm hoping once I build an audience, I can maybe take it to, maybe Oprah would like it because it's, it's inspirational. It's helping people. It's also viewing the other side of things, which is, a catchy subject when you're talking about different views.
Well, give our audience some of those good tips you just said. What could they learn if they want to break into Hollywood, if they're interested in pitching a TV show? Tell us a little bit about
tenacity. Don't give up because it's a rough ride and there's a lot of rejection, but you just have to have a very strong backbone in this town, for sure.
And when somebody pitches you, what is it about? Is it just the project, or is it also important how they present it or how they present themselves?
Well, they usually want me attached to it because for some reason they think I have a really good Rolodex. If you still want to consider knowing people Rolodex, these days everything's on computer and technology is gone a totally different way. No more Rolodex. But I usually can take things to people that they necessarily wouldn't be able to get to. So that's, again, being in this business, it is your product and what you have to offer, but it's who you know if you can get it through those doors and you can get that meeting.
And you do have an excellent Rolodex. And how
my
important...
son has better. Both my sons have way better than me, but I guess I'm okay.
But I've noticed you, I never see you as kind of the hard sell person. You're more like you have connections, you've got a network, and it's like I'm doing a project and people kind of coming to you going, oh, that sounds interesting, what are you doing?
Well, this is a very good topic because it stems back for when Mark was just starting out, and I brought our friends. Like, if we needed some music, I was like, let's hire Russ. He's our neighbor in Topanga. And I like to keep it in the family and keep friends together. So if I am approached by someone that I know, an acquaintance or a friend, I usually try to take it to an acquaintance or a friend. And that's how actually it started with Survivor. It's funny because it's very hard to tell. Everybody's saying, no, 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 no. I'm very close with Nancy Moonves, and she would attest to this. We became close friends with Les and Nancy Moonves, and we had a friendship. Not to mention Survivor was a great sell, but Les believed in it, but I think he believed in it even more because we had some rapport with him. So it's always good, and I'm a genuine friendly person, and I develop genuine friendships. It's not a fake thing. So I think that's why people still will take meetings with me, because I have a friendship or a strong acquaintance with people. So that's always important. Not to be the phony LA fake Hollywood person where, oh, let's have lunch. No. It's the real thing. Just be real.
So you meet somebody, and it might be months or years down the line that you actually do something. So it's a genuine, you create friendships and networks with people that you enjoy being around and not always expecting to get something back.
Exactly. No, that's the truth. For sure. And I have pitched things, in the last 7 years, and unfortunately there were good things that just, it wasn't the timing. The timing wasn't right, because I would pitch something on psychics or mediums before anything was on television. And I even went to Mark. He's like, that won't sell. And then within a year or two later, there's a dozen psychic medium shows on the air. Or I would do something about a feel-good show. That's not going to sell. It's, American Idol, it was all about degrading the people. Now he's doing the voice where everything's making people feel good. But I told him that years ago. So it's kind of I think I was ahead of the curve and ahead of myself too many times. But that's okay.
If somebody has a project and they're getting rejected, it might just be that it's not quite the right time or the right people. It's just not lined up, but not to give up.
That's true too, because there's sponsors that they're only going for a certain genre at that time. But Netflix is really good right now. If you got something edgy, juicy, really good writing, Netflix. I mean, I want to start doing scripted. My son Cameron's doing scripted. Reality TV's been done. And, pitch. There's always another idea. I think it's still good and there's still new things coming on, but if you have something that's very creative, and just don't give up. I mean, you have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in the project and tenacity. Just keep going.
But what you're saying is you can't really, this day and age, just walk into the office in Netflix and pitch them something.
You can. If you've got real, you can. I mean, I've seen people in this business that just don't give up. I know someone in particular that he does a lot of documentaries. He was relentless, calling me for years, showing up at my house, showing up at people in Malibu that I know that are very wealthy, but he would never give up, and he got things made because he never gave up, and he kept up his spirits, and he believed with every bone in his body and the passion that he had, and he got things done. Maybe he didn't make millions, or maybe he wasn't so recognizable, but he had passion projects that he got done because he never gave up.
So you heard it. You can show up at Dianne's door. You can keep knocking on her door till she answers.
That's right.
So tell us about the Women in Film. You're very involved with that.
Well, I was for a period of time. That's a great organization. They always have different events. I mean, now with what's happening, there's not much going on, but there's a lot of online classes, and the women are helping women. Women want to see women succeed. So that's a great organization. If you're an entrepreneurial woman with great skills in any facet of the entertainment business, get involved with Women in Film. It's a very good organization.
And do you think it's more difficult to be respected as a woman in film?
Not anymore. I think those times have passed. A lot of great women directors and writers, and it's a lot critically acclaimed producers and directors now. So I think that's a thing of the past. But maybe some people still feel maybe they've gotten slighted, so maybe it still exists, but not as much.
So you think it's the same approach whether you're a man or a woman going into Hollywood, pitching somebody? You don't think it makes a difference?
I don't think so. I don't want to believe that that's true anymore. I mean, like I said, there may be some women out there that may have been treated differently, but I know people that get things done, and they're women. So again, it's how you think of it. If you have that thought that that's what's happening, then you're going to create that. You taught me that too. So I would give the advice to those women: you can make it happen, definitely, and don't even have that mindset, because then you'll carry that with you.
But Hollywood, breaking into Hollywood producing is difficult. Is there something that is trendy right now? Is there some corner of the market? Is it reality TV still?
I would have to call Cameron. My son Cameron knows all of this. Whenever I have a conversation with him, he's got his finger on the pulse. He works closely with his dad. I would definitely want to consult him before I said anything.
And when people come to you, is there something special that sparks your interest? What is it? What makes you want to do a project with somebody?
Well, if I could have a lot of creative input, because I was getting pitched a lot of things where, they just want me attached and to help them, and I was like, that's really going to wear me out and take a lot of my energy, which is things that we've talked about before. So now I would only get involved with something that really I was interested in, that I could contribute a lot of my talents and ideas to.
And nuts and bolts, what should they produce to come and pitch somebody like you? So, I mean, is it good if they've got something written or a book?
A deck, usually a quick deck, or if they can do like under 3 minutes, some kind of sizzle reel about the show.
Okay, so what is a deck and a sizzle reel, in case they don't know what that
Okay,
is?
well, a sizzle reel is if it's something scripted, you would take a couple of scenes and maybe get, some actors to do some of the parts, and then the reality show is like beginning, middle, and end with something very catchy. Leave a hook at the end to wanting you to have more of whatever the idea is. And then a deck is, pictures and different, captions and an outline to explain the format. Very short, quick, precise.
And when they come in the meeting, if they get a meeting with you and they're going to pitch you, what is it that you're looking for in that person that's pitching? Does it matter if they're a little nervous?
Enthusiasm. Nerves is okay. Nervous comes with the territory, but they have to believe in themselves. and the project.
Okay, great. So you heard it from here. You get your deck, your sizzle reel, and you start knocking on Dianne's door.
Right, lots of phone calls.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. My name is Gail Thackray, and if you'd like to learn more about me or about the show, you can go to gailthackray.com.
I'm sexy and I know it.